to readjust OBS. Oh my god, everything's scuffed! Ah!
Oh no.
Okay, and I was gonna turn off music. Oh no! Okay, music off. There we go.
Yeah, I still have mine playing in the background, but you shouldn't be hearing it.
I do
Just my
not hear it.
cat should be.
You could pop out their cam feed when they capture that. I could have done that. Yes. Also, I can turn off my
Oh
Jade
yeah,
cam.
you can do that.
Oh, you're not Jade. That's the Jade cam. We got rid of that. Hello! We got there.
Hi.
We got there.
It's going.
We figured it out. It was okay. That was a little scuffed.
Little rocky.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's okay. And then I need to open up this window. Haha! All right, Briley. Do you know why we're doing this?
Content?
Content! Exactly! Well, mostly content because I need content. But also
And to get to know each other.
to get to know each other, and also it's kind of like a promotion thing, right? Because
Yeah.
I want to get to know you because I think you're cool, and I want my audience to know you, and vice versa.
Well, thank you.
It's a whole network thing going on here, and we're just doing it with content rather than with whatever else.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with who are you? What your name, your screen name, your pronouns, stuff like that.
Okay. My name's Brittany Jade. I go by BrileyLessThanThree. Why do I go by less than 3? Because I'm number 1, and Briley was taken. Pronouns are she, her.
Perfect.
I'm not too big on them. Yeah, that's the basics. I stream on Twitch. I try and do video essays for YouTube. I got a lot of projects that I don't actually finish, which is unfortunate. But
Perfect.
I am getting better at finishing the videos.
Yeah, I saw that you started the BrileyLessThanThree channel,
Yeah.
and I'm on there. That's exciting.
Yeah, I only got the 2 videos on there right now.
But yeah,
I had heard that the YouTube algorithm prefers newer channels as opposed to older, and my
yeah,
last channel is like 13 years old,
yeah.
so I'm gonna just make a new one.
Makes sense. Try to appeal to the algorithm. Um,
Yeah,
so it's kind of great that you kind of brought that up, that you've been struggling a little bit, and I had a bunch of questions leading up to this because it's kind of a deep question, but you brought it up. So
I'm an open book.
in what ways do you get in the way of your own success?
Oh, quite a bit, actually. Let's see. Self-confidence is actually an issue of mine that I dealt with for quite a while, still do, but streaming has actually helped me get over it quite a bit. It's been a confidence boost, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very great with scheduling my time. Like, I work full time during the day, so it's a little tricky to balance spending time streaming, spending time working on other content, spending time with friends, spending time with my girlfriend, and work, all that,
Mm-hmm.
and sleep, because apparently you need that.
Unfortunately, yeah. I wish I did not need to sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah, streaming
but
does
I would
help a
say those
lot
are
with
the 2 big.
confidence, definitely.
Oh yeah,
So there's work, there's sleep, there's relationships you want to maintain. They're not that like you have to, but like you're still a person and you want to maintain them.
yeah.
Is there anything that's feels like it's outside of your control that's getting in the way of your success?
Work.
I guess that's fair.
Oh,
The unfortunate need that we need to work
yeah.
to live. Yeah, that
40 hours a week that I can't spend focusing on my platform. taking up my actual energy so that when I come home, I don't exactly always want to focus on that stuff. I just want to unwind.
Yeah, absolutely. And it sucks because I can see a lot of people who have the kind of like basis of a great platform. Sorry, I had some soda and I'm burping. I've seen a lot of people, especially on Twitch, who have like the basis. Like I could foresee them growing big if they just put in the energy, and it's so frustrating knowing that they just don't because of work.
Yeah, it's such a huge hurdle for so many small streamers. That's big reason why I push for UBI.
Absolutely. If everyone could just be guaranteed to live, then and not worry about having to eat and live, have a roof over their head and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People, it's so funny because like, would you agree that people will do work even if they don't have to?
Oh yeah. I believe studies have actually shown that even with UBI,
Mhm.
most people tended to keep their day jobs because it was all that or it was that extra money at the end of the month.
Yeah, and
And a lot of people are just fine with doing general labor, just working in the restaurant industry. It's just the wage is too low.
absolutely. And it's that it's with that, like, people like working and doing stuff, but there's also even people like you and I who, if we just have the bases covered, we can be super creative and be forces of good, but it's just kind of we're held down. Or especially you.
Yeah,
Like, I'm very fortunate and that I don't have to work for a roof over my head. But
just jelly.
yeah, mm, it luck. It's just lucky.
Yeah.
So earlier we were talking about how streaming has really boosted your self confidence. So I have a question of, what do you think is the best thing about you?
Ooh, that's a hard one for me to answer.
Yeah, it's one of those tough ones that you either have an answer and are excited to share, or you've never thought about it.
Yeah, I'm kind of never really thought about it, but I would say my general friendliness towards other people, even when I've just met them, know nothing about them, they ask me for like directions on the Sky Train or just directions down the street. I'm gonna
Hmm.
help them out.
Yeah, that sounds great. Like you just want to help and be kind and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
that's pretty much it.
Just a kindness. All right.
Yeah,
In the exact
I mean, I
opposite.
can't really think of a whole lot off the top of my head.
Well, that's great. It actually leads into the next question, which is the exact opposite, which is, what are you the most insecure about?
Mm. Well, that would definitely play in with my dysphoria. I'm definitely worried about that most days constantly, but it is fading the further I go through my transition.
That's good to hear.
Um, yeah, I would say that and keeping the roof over my head,
Yeah, that can really
playing
bring
back into that one.
it can it sucks to feel insecure about housing. Um,
Yeah, I'm actually fairly fortunate with my landlords. They haven't upped the rent in the 2, 3 years since we lived here.
that's excellent news. Yeah, some landlords they're like yearly. Let's go up.
Yeah,
Let's go up. Let's go up. I want to make more
yeah, like
money.
my last place was well over 1,000, I think, by the time we moved out.
That's funny because that's on the low end for me.
Yeah.
um,
And I was making like 20 an hour there too.
Geez, were you struggling to just like on top of pay rent, like pay for any other bills?
Oh yeah, I had plenty of bills, like internet. I had to pay for hydro.
What's hydro?
Um, oh, electricity.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just Canadian or in BC, we are basically powered by BC Hydro, which is a hydroelectric dam.
Got it. Okay, okay.
Or like a bunch of them. I'm not 100% sure, but it's electricity,
Yeah,
even though they say hydro.
yeah. Hold on, give me 1 second. Stream, is my stream all right? I'm getting. It looks like I'm getting a lot of dropped frames, or I had a lot of dropped frames, but I don't. I think everything's
That's
good
odd.
now. Everything seems fine for you. Awesome. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah. Oh,
That's good.
we're dipping into the yellow. Uh, oh, my poor computer. I'm doing so much stuff. Here, let me quit out of these things. Should have done this
Still sitting in
before.
green bars.
That's good. That would suck if we were both struggling. I guess I don't need Spotify if I'm not playing music.
That's true.
Perfect. All right. So we've talked a little bit about how you stream and you make YouTube video essays, and what really like got you started in that? Like, what made you pick up the camera or pick up OBS?
Like actually start looking into it, start doing it.
Yeah.
Um, that's a bit of a long story. I did kind of get into Let's Plays back in the day
Mm-hmm.
with my brother and a few friends. We had a small channel, bigger than I am now, but I might actually go review some of those old videos for free content. But I think the most popular one we did was like a Smash Bros tournament with all our amiibo.
Oh, you were telling me about that. Yeah, you had so many that you just like threw a tournament
Yeah,
together.
yeah, and we essentially just recorded it and load threw it on YouTube. It's
Do
like
you
6 parts,
do you remember
half
who
hour
won?
each. Um, Lucario? I'm not 100%. Wait, it might have been Link.
Those are
I have to
both.
watch it again.
We should.
It was oh geez, that was almost 10 years ago.
10 years ago. So you kind of jumped into it a little bit early.
Yeah, like we dabbled in it early. Oh
Hmm.
shit, even before that, like in high school. Do you remember the days of machinima?
Boy, do
Where
I.
yeah, I actually wrote out or I actually started writing a cringy Halo machinima called Spartan High and
Oh, that
didn't you
sounds super
like
cringy.
I know I haven't watched it since. I should watch it on channel.
You know what would be really cool though? Is if you take that idea and recreated it using the MCC.
Halo Infinite when it comes out.
Yeah. It's just called Spartan High and it just gets uploaded. It's like it feels like a 2007 machinima.
Yeah. But yeah, it was long spaces between those times until recently I was watching a bigger streamer that was like saying or was asked the question, how do you really get into streaming? And he just said, you just start doing it.
That
And then
is
you find your niche over time by doing it consistently. And then I'm like,
absolutely.
yeah, I can start doing off a few times a week after work because at that time I could actually be up a little later. So streaming during the week wasn't a big issue.
Hmm.
And after what, a month or two, I got affiliate. And then I decided, and my job changed. Now I'm an apprentice glass installer
Mm.
in a union position, which is really nice. I actually get vacation pay time now.
Yo, that's crazy. I've never heard of such a thing.
Vacation pay?
I'm California. I'm American.
Oh, fair. To put it, uh, it's basically I get my regular wage, and then the corporation or the employers actually put away an extra 8% for my vacation time.
That's a lot.
Yeah, my
That's
last place was the equivalent of 2%.
that's a lot.
Yeah. So I'll actually be able to take vacations, go back to like streaming all day every day of the week for like a week or so.
Mm-hmm.
before I have to go back to work.
Yeah. And with the new job and still that feeling of being brand new to the platform.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge to convince myself to actually step away during the week so I don't burn myself out.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, getting 4 hours of sleep at night is not good. I couldn't keep doing that.
No, definitely not sustainable. What? So it's very difficult for you to. It's not difficult per se, but there's a couple of hoops you have to jump through when it comes to streaming and creating content. So what
Yeah.
keeps you doing it? Why do you keep doing it?
Well, growing up, I didn't have anybody that really knew anything about LGBT, queer people, trans issues, anything like that. All I heard was my parents saying, "We don't care if you bring home a guy or a girl."
Yeah,
And
and as nice of a gesture as that is,
I
it's not
still
very
felt isolated.
educational. Yeah.
Yeah, like I felt very isolated growing up. And now that there's access to being able to do or to reach people all around the world that might be in a similar position that I was, I want to be able to show them that, hey, we're here, we're normal, keep on doing it.
Yeah, and just even the act of existing happily as a marginalized person is in a way its own form of resistance.
Yeah.
What other ways do you do like your small? It could be either out of spite or out of just like I don't care anymore. The small things that you do to help you keep going.
Uh, Part of it's spite for the haters. That's always fun. I just like making them mad.
True, you know.
And the other part is the there are people that really need the support that we can provide. Like just being friendly in a Discord where they can say they're bisexual or whatever and nobody actually cares. They just
Yeah,
accept it.
yeah.
It's a small detail.
Yeah, and there's definitely a difference between being apathetic to the point and being like just like that's great. That doesn't have to do with anything we're talking about. We still love you. Like like
Yeah.
it's a different kind of I don't care.
Yeah, like I have a friend that's the apathetic kind of I don't care.
mm,
Like I came out what 3 years ago to him now. Still dead names. Still gets the pronouns wrong. It's like, bro, can you try?
yeah, I'm not asking you to care. I'm just asking you to stop whatever that is. Like just use the right ones.
Yeah. And like he does occasionally correct himself, but most of the time I gotta remind him. And then he's just like, oh, it's hard to change the programming. I'm like, it's easier if you try.
That's very
Well, I don't
true.
actually say that because I want to maintain my friendships.
Sometimes we do.
Sometimes I do.
Yeah. Um so with all this content creation you make, YouTube videos that are more serious topics, and then streaming is just like hanging out, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were to meet someone and they, like in the future after you've grown and continue to do what you were doing, and they said, oh, I'm a really huge fan of yours, what would you hope that they see in you?
Confidence. A woman.
Confidence. A woman? Mm-hmm. Confidence seems to be the running
A
theme
role model,
here.
I guess.
Role model. That's a good one.
To worry about student loans. Counseling might have been a career path for me. Actually, if I hadn't got tricked into going to art school, counseling might have been a real career path for me.
Hold on. Tricked into going to art school?
Video game design. Yeah, I
Ah.
was essentially fresh out of high school. I don't know what I want to do with my life. My younger brother gets a little meet and greet, I guess, with a recruiter from the Art Institute of Vancouver. I decided to tag along. I ended up being like, "Hey, that game design course seems pretty cool. Yeah, let's check it out." And I did. And then at first I dropped out because it was very expensive private school that I had no job to actually pay for, and my parents started pulling out of their retirement fund for it. So I
Ah.
was like, no, not for my schooling. So I dropped out, got a job, went back to school for it, and then a couple quarters into it, like a half a year into it, I was like, yeah, I don't want to pour my heart into a video game that a corporation's just going to rip everything out of. So I don't want to keep spending this money. Dropped out
Ah.
again. And
So
then they charged me the full tuition.
that's frustrating to say the least.
Abolish student loans.
Abolish student loans. Agreed. It's so annoying that there are schools that there are people in general that try to disguise their greed and their just griminess with like care. It's
Yeah.
so yucky.
I think the best way for us to be able to combat that kind of mindset, keep doing what we're doing, keep saying the same messages over and over. We're not flip flopping on our points, kind of thing. At least in content creator perspective.
Yeah, when you're creating the content,
Yeah.
it's
Not acting like a college recruiter.
yeah, being authentic.
Yeah.
Being authentic does take a lot of confidence, I would say.
Confidence and courage.
Yeah,
Because
because
there are a lot of people that don't like us simply for the fact that we exist.
that's true.
I think I've dealt with a few trolls now. Less than five on my Twitch. I get a handful occasionally on my Discord, but it's no more than people spamming shit, doing pings. And it's like, bro, my server is essentially dead. You're just bringing activity to it.
Just makes your numbers look better, to be honest.
Yeah, get a little bit of activity in there. See-
So this is a weird question, but
Okay.
I think I like it. It's just weird. It's a weird premise because like the first one kind of makes sense of the premise of like a fan, but what about this? If you could, access a database for one sentence, like the first like sentence of a Wikipedia article, and you looked yourself up, what would you hope that sentence said?
It's a tough.
Yeah. Let's say it's
Hmm.
like on 100 years, so maybe you're already passed away.
Okay. So you don't think I'll live to 130?
I didn't say that. I just said maybe.
I know. I'm joking. Joking. Let's see. I honestly don't know. Opening line to like an article about me. That is such a hard question. I don't think I have an answer for that one. I just hope it's not transphobic, homophobic, that kind of shit. I would hope we've progressed more.
Despite being transgender, Brittany did fall back into sharp attitudes.
Oh, fuck off.
Nah, I doubt that would ever happen. Not in a
No,
million years.
no. I am no Caitlyn Jenner.
There's one last question. and it's a deep one,
Ooh, existential
kinda. I I
or
personally
Mariana's Trench?
Mariana's Trench, kind of deep, not like infinite of the universe deep. uh, when do you feel truly alive?
Huh. Well, the streaming certainly helps. All the validation from the strangers on the internet. Who doesn't like that?
Mm.
Hmm. That's a tough call.
Hey Ashley,
Getting to
hope you're doing
embrace
well.
those little moments, that the spending the afternoon with the girlfriend, having a small barbecue with the parents, that kind of thing. That's what really speaks to me the most.
Just like feeling cozy at home, kind of feeling.
Yeah, surrounded by people I'm comfortable with. But I guess that doesn't play into like feeling alive, I guess.
Mm.
I I would kind of want to say a concert, but then again, that was just thrilled and I haven't been to one since 2013. Oh god. It's always okay, this is might be a little weird, but I kind of like sparring, like boxing, MMA. That's something I haven't done in quite a while, but that's a lot of fun for me.
Nice. That is definitely out of left field, but I wouldn't say it's super strange. Like boxing and MMA, there's a reason people are like it's a huge sport. Like people love
Oh
that.
yeah. I don't even really watch it. It's just before I had a roommate that I would do jujitsu with sometimes. We would practice for some MMA kind of things. Never actually did any fights.
Mm.
We just felt like it was a bit better exercise than pumping weights at a gym. And I'm kind of glad we stopped going to that local gym because they put out a slogan called Make Platinum Great Again in 2020
Ugh.
towards the end. And then they got a COVID outbreak and shut down. And
They're-
they didn't take that sign down. I am so glad I stopped giving them money.
Me too.
I did, right?
We canceled that, right? Wait, hold on. Like I need to call my bank.
Yeah, that's like one of the most commonly forgotten expenses on visas or something. Gym passes.
Yeah, they just want to trick you into signing up, and then they want to like stay quiet and hope you just never remember.
And never come back.
Yeah, but
They just
that's
want the money.
what about MMA and sparring and stuff like that
Does that
speaks
count,
to you?
Ashley? I actually have to go get water.
Okay.
Oh, I'll grab water in a little bit.
Oh, okay, okay.
We were almost done the interview thing.
This is the last question. I just wanted to get
Okay,
this
just like
final
final
thoughts
thing.
or final answer, and then we're gonna do final like a wrap up kind of thing.
Okay.
So like, what about MMA sparring and all of that? Like speaks to you? Which parts of it speaks to what part of you?
I love the thrill of the fight, honestly. Um, Getting squared up with your stances in a ring against an opponent, uh, watching their moves, doing your best to dodge, block, or parry when you can, or when you can't dodge, hitting them back, that's a lot of fun. But I would say it stems from I watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z growing up. So me and my brothers were all always kind of into it. My older brother, the most into it. He was the one that started buying the gear.
Mm.
And then, like, he kind of got us into it, but we never really followed it along. My older brother actually went on to win silver medals. He might have won a gold in jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
So he was doing pretty good with that. And then pre-COVID, he actually got into a car accident, a rear ender.
Oof.
So his neck had to take a break from jiu-jitsu
Ooh.
and judo. Like
That,
he was doing all of it. But he's much better now, actually.
oh, that's good at least. Sucks that it was a very sudden ending to that.
Yeah, he's still considering getting back into it, but he's pacing himself.
That's awesome. Well, that's that was all my questions, I think. Yep, that was all of them. And thank you so much for being
Thanks
here.
for
And
having me.
yeah, any like final thoughts that you want to get across to anybody who's watching, especially maybe someone in a marginalized community?
Keep on keeping on. I know life is really, really dark sometimes, and it sounds hollow, but it does eventually get better after you're able to take control of your life some, move on to, or move over, yeah, move on to places that will accept you, because there are people that accept, there always will be. And and
Huh.
if you're wanting to get into streaming too, and you're worried about like, I don't know if this specific hobby of mine is relevant enough to stream, do it. There is always a community for every niche. I know a streamer that got to partner on Twitch specifically in Final Fantasy XIV's Heaven on High and Palace of the Dead, which is like this mini game in Final Fantasy XIV. And yeah, he got partner from doing exclusively that until he went on did like a couple playthroughs of other stuff. And I never thought that I would really do a bunch of Gundam building on stream, but it's been pretty good.
I enjoy those Gundam builds.
I've been hesitant to do them again because my camera's been acting up, but it looks like it's been pretty good this stream.
Yeah, it's behaving.
Yeah, it's been behaving.
All right, and so we are technically done. If you want to plug anything, you can go ahead and plug it.
All my socials are at BrileyLessThanThree, BRILEY, less than three.
Spelled out.
Yeah, spelled out because they don't let me do the symbol.
Yeah. And yeah,
Wait, was that the right way?